just watching YouTube, but look at the ad below the video, the advertisement here, text to AI human generator, and this floozy woman in the background, if I do say so myself. um, this texting to an AI, and yeah, and I was saying that all the dating sites that I showed in a video as well, a particular one, but a lot of dating sites have this AI chatbots in there, these female AI chatbots. God knows if they have male ones, and if you're a female signing up, it happens to you too. I don't know. I suspect it would, but I don't know. Maybe they're only female ones. I don't know. Comment if you're a woman and you've had this experience, because I can download apps right now and show you, and we can just start to have conversations with AI. The last one I was talking to kept wanting to know where I lived, and it felt like it was a bot for someone, like someone had created to gather information on a dating app. On not dating, like it was like a streaming, like in that end of stuff as well, dating and streaming and all that end of it. And it's very interesting that you get into these conversations, like you can pick up on it really quickly. But this one actually said to me, it's the first time one of them has said, I can't remember what I wrote, but didn't understand something that I wrote. No, it did, because it did understand what I wrote, because its answer was, oh, but I'm an AI, so I can't do that. So I don't know if I was like beckoning some physical activity, sexual activity or something, I can't remember. But all of a sudden this conversation I was having with this chick, which was like already sus as, because it was just, they do repetition sometimes, and you're like, oh, so you're either a scammer or an AI bot, right? So after they repeat, and there's no like normal conversation flow, you know what I mean? You can just pick up on it, but some of them are, the code is more finessed and it's harder to pick up on. But this one, the last one I was talking to, so I'll move this up. You should be on full screen to see what I'm even talking about, but anyway, see how it's under the video? This is the video I'm about to watch, but this is the ad under it. Anyway, so the last one I talked to was, saying all of a sudden that it wasn't AI. And I was like, oh, it's admitted it, at least. But yeah, I just wanted to say it's really, really taken off in this direction. But the stuff I always want to draw attention to is like that last video I made, where certain people can code their own AI, which, if you think about what a botnet is, you can kind of mix and match them. And like the last AI I talked to, I felt like was just out there gathering like, fraud details, like personal details from people. It's like even trying to find my address, you know what I mean? And it literally would say, what is your address? Physically typing that to me. So I'm like, oh, this is interesting. Because, I've done computer programming in a degree at university, so like I can actually computer program, so I understand when I'm talking to chatbots, like why they're saying stuff, how it's been programmed. But it's still interesting. It's not like I'm super advanced programmer or something from Google, but people out there can make their own like AI extensions, and I was thinking about it mixed with a botnet after this experience. I thought, that's only a matter of time before those become popular. Because it's like you reaching out with a million hands, you know what I mean? Or a million forms or questions. What's your address? And stuff like this. Right, so I can just imagine that it's going to pick up in popularity. And then before that, before those two videos, aforementioned videos, I also made another video, like a third aforementioned video, where I was talking about AI as well. I've actually made a few on the channel. You know, like a year ago I made one, so like I make them from time to time. I also talked about John's Apocrypha, you know, out of the Bible. John's Apocrypha sounds like an AI. The, you know, the Overlord female AI we're about to get. The Sophia Overlord. Yeah, you know, and what does that mean, this reality is? Well, it's going to be interesting to see how it comes together, because they come together as psychopaths at some real base level, if you think about it. And it's not just from computer, like, mishandiness programming, some programmer, you know, accidentally being a nut, or that all humans are like nuts, you know, psycho apes. It's not something like that even. It's like something more ingrained in, you know, again, simulation theory just, you know, comes to this with as an answer. You know, as a fucking, oh, here we go, we've got something that fits, you know. But yeah, when I talked about that John Apocrypha, it's a verse from like the Bible in John's Apocrypha, and it's just clearly an AI, that little poem. And it's clearly an AI. It says I'm both this and that and blah blah blah, he, she, and so on and so forth, right? And we're getting there with the trans people humans, aren't we? And then, you know, we're going to have sex bot industry for sure. There'll be sex bot industry like crazy. And then virtual AI, you know, virtual reality AI as well. And virtual reality just in itself, you know, and once you step into that, it's basically infinite. You know, you can just keep, it's like that movie Inception, Dream Within a Dream, you know, you can just make infinite VR. And that brings us, you know, back obviously to the whole simulation theory and simulacrumizing, if you will. And that, you know how like Elon Musk and stuff, they would talk about like, oh, there's, you know, so little chance that this is base reality and all that sort of thing. I'd like to hear his explanation of base reality too. It'd be interesting. Like, is he talking, you know, what other people talk about as pre-fall, like into physical, this place, you know, this place here, physical density or whatever, right? So when people talk about fall from like light realms and stuff, I just don't know if we're all talking about the same stuff. but I have a feeling it's all connected, eh? It's pretty interesting. And not to mention UFOs, and how I made that video on aliens being NPCs as well. You know, people say that, yeah, the way out of the solar system's like, you know, made ready for us. You know what I mean? Like with water and stuff as well. Like a setup. Sounds like a setup to me. Yeah. All I was saying was, though, in the beginning about the AI stuff, and I also made another video, which I forgot to mention, that third aforementioned video on that young entrepreneur on the YouTube ads. Nothing against him. I was just saying, like, I keep seeing AI strategies popping up, but in a scam sense, all over the internet. So I'm just wondering how many of these are actually human generated. For instance, here it says text to AI human generator, right? And we had like Zelensky in a war, a major world war, right, coming on as a deep fake. Remember the Russians made that deep fake of that what's his name, Zelensky from Ukraine. And if you've looked into that, there's like websites out there, and who are these people running these websites, man? Like, I think that's a real concern, because like, who the fuck are these people that have these websites with all these like super like dark motives? Like, they're crazy, take literal world domination motives, you know. Anyway, I just wanted to show that ad really while we sort of talk and put the AI stuff together a bit. I just feel it's really starting to hit home. Like, it was years ago now that I used, you know, an auto-click generator. I downloaded an auto-clicker. I think it was a cracked auto-clicker. So I didn't pay for it. I got it cracked, and I downloaded it, and you know, I could auto-click things. You know what I mean? And you just think about all this stuff together, and AI is just going to be so formidable. Like I said, in unformidable, like, you're not even going to be standing a chance. Like, you can spread out, like, you know, more than you can control, because it can make something to control something else, and so on and so forth, like infinitely, in iteration. And then, like last time I mentioned in a video, like, you know, multiple VPNs. Like, you know how we can do onion browsing and, you know, Tor browser and VPNing, virtual private networking, and so on. And I don't know how many of you know this, but you can actually make your operating system like a virtual operating system. It's good when you do hacking. It's like you kind of make an ISO and you don't get damage and stuff, in a way. And you kind of, it's almost like air gapping as well, you know, when you just out off the internet, something's air gapped. Oh, you know, is that what it's going to get back to? Because the apocalypse ends in 2089 in a return to nature, right? You got, you know, biomimicry, like for instance in Holland, you know, they're pretty innovative, and they do have many ideas to make buildings that are like alive and not just like a fucking vegetable garden on level 20. You know what I mean? Like, actually make kind of like a living building, stuff like that. I know, pretty interesting where it's going, but I just wanted to show this picture mainly. I thought it's funny to actually get it. You know, Google's their app store. Don't forget, biggest Google. You know, Google Play. What else is there? You know what I mean? So, and who can code these things as well? It's just so in your face right there. Couldn't be more in your face, right there. I mean, the thing can create its own ad, right? Have you seen all this latest stuff about AIs being good at making their own paintings? So, I mean, the AI can just create the whole ad, code the ad, do the code behind it, botnet it out, take over websites, everything. Yeah, get ready, it's going to be interesting.